Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis, and in this video I want to talk about this little playlist that basically gets no love, but it actually might get some love next season, and it's the Glory Survival playlist. Now, next season, we have been told from a TWAB that this is being reworked, remade, I don't know. So the first question is, what are they going to do with this? Because working for Glory, getting your unbroken seal, that's literally not going to be existent next season. Now, the Glory may stay around, but we're going to see. My personal preference, and before I actually say it, let me know in the comments below, what would you like to see the survival competition comp playlist, what would you like to see this be? I'll give you guys a couple seconds, pause the video, type it out, or at least start typing while I'm telling you my thoughts. We've talked about this on The Last Word before. We've had many PvP-centric guests on there as well, and everybody's going to have a different opinion about skill-based matchmaking and other things, but one resounding, common thread from basically everybody is that this should be a ladder ranking system. Very strict matchmaking, very close to your ranking and your skill, and it's something you've got to work towards. So the way that works is you've got bronze, silver, gold, diamond, or platinum, diamond, and then maybe, like ruby or just whatever you want to call the top one. And within, say, silver, you've got silver 1, silver 2, and silver 3. Silver 3 being the low one, silver 1 being the high one. And within silver 3, you might have a certain number of, rankings in there. Maybe I'm, silver 3 and I'm ranking 55 out of 100. So I'm somewhere in the middle. And as I win matches, I work my way up. So then I'm silver 1, but I'm ranked, say, 45. And then I get up to, 33 with a win. And then I get a win against maybe some harder players. And I jump up to, silver 2. But now I'm back down to, 100. So I'm working my way up those rankings. And if I win, I do better. If I lose, I go down. If you don't play for a while, you probably won't maintain the rank that you get up to. That kind of thing. It's meant to be an active playlist. And the idea behind that is there are a lot of people that want a reason to play hard and go hard, but there is no reason to do it right now. There is not a place where going sweaty outside of trials, because you get loot in there, there's not a place for sweaty, intense, hardcore players. Now, granted, cheating aside, I know there are some clips I've seen out there, and at the high level, people are just doing that, and hopefully they continue to get banned. But if you take cheating aside, there's not really a place for somebody who wants to go in as a sweaty group, or 3, or 6, or whatever, to try and prove how good they are in the game. Can you be the top-ranked group, or player, or whatever, inside of this playlist? And right now, you can't even get a Pinnacle from playing this thing. That is the sad part about this. You can get a Pinnacle by literally, stumbling through 3 matches of Control or Rumble, getting 0 kills, it doesn't matter. If you step into here and you play this thing, similar skill, 3v3 survival, and you're going to be earning glory, which hopefully that'll probably go away, we'll see. This is going to be probably a little bit sweatier because it's similar skill to you. You've got 3v3, it's close, it's tight quarters, all that type of stuff will come into play. And you've actually got, some people that want to go hard, but there's no benefit. There's no cosmetics, there's no emblems, there's no ships, there's no shaders, there's no sparrows, and there's not even, again, as I said, a Pinnacle engram from this playlist. The absolute, 0 effort, you can just, complete 3 matches and you get a Pinnacle, yet in here, something that's likely to be sweatier and intentional, you can't even get a Pinnacle in here. I do not understand that, so hopefully that's, a change. Now, one thing that would also help the playlist is taking the Control and, lumping stuff together. So right now, you can earn Valor. Valor is how you get your Engrams and, rank packages from Shacks. Cool, you're playing PvP, you win some, but it's more about participation, putting some time in. If you win, it goes a little faster. The Valor playlist, even if it's maybe it's just a 6s, should be a mix of more than just Control, in my opinion. They have had this as the big staple forever, but you've got Team Scorched, you've got Mayhem, you've got now Eruption from Iron Banner, which I absolutely had a blast in. You've got Normal Clash, not even Eruption. You've got Momentum Control. All of these are modes that could be in here. Now, maybe you have Control weighted at 1.3, and some of the other ones are a bit normal, so you see Control a little bit more often, but sometimes Bungie and the player base tends to worry about the population size of a playlist. Oh, well, if you split all these things up, you're not going to have enough players if you do freelance or whatever. Well, if there's one Valor playlist, Maybe if you go in there as a 3-stack, you have the option to play elimination. If you go in there as a solo, you might get paired into Rumble a little bit more often. If you go in as 6s, you'll be kind of in the 6s, and it can, you know, take that team size into the matchmaking math and go from there. Maybe it takes you like 10 seconds longer to find a match, but you've got a whole bunch of different ways that you can play, and everybody gets lumped into the same node, generally. Now, granted, maps will help, but if you see some of the same maps, but you're playing them in different ways, you're going to have a better experience because it's not going to feel like the same monotony over and over and over. So that alone, I think, would help, is hopefully, and maybe if it's not in Season 19, maybe Season 19 is the focus down here on comp, survival, glory, whatever you want to call it. And then maybe in Nightfall, they do consolidate the playlists and give the average person a bit more variety than just like, let me go play Control. These rotators, I will tell you, I get so annoyed because sometimes Mayhem is fun, but it's like, it can be a month until I see it come back through. If it was just the Valor playlist and sometimes I would get Mayhem, you want to know what? I would actually have fun in there, because sometimes it'd be Mayhem. Then it's Momentum Control and be like, oh, okay, I gotta switch. I gotta think about this a little bit differently. Launch into Team Scorched. Everybody's going around blowing each other up. Then you got Mayhem, where it's just absolute chaos. And then you go back and then you actually have Control and you're like, okay, I'll play the points. But PvP, generally, this is not going to be the sweaty playlist. But if you can consolidate some of the other groupings and also give us a bit more variety, this one will be a little bit more fun. Loosen up the skill-based matchmaking if you go from, say, like 1 to 20, as, you know, round numbers. That way, even the highest person at like a 20 still can match with like 1 through 10, so you have like half of the population who's online to group with. It doesn't have to be like 20, 19, and 18 are the only ones that you can match with up there. Widen them up. I might get stomped by like a true Vanguard every so often, but I can tell you the bottom player, and like say 1 through 8, should probably never see like, you know, a cool guy, a Fallout, a true Vanguard, a Kami Cakes. None of those elite players should be pairing up with people that are on the bottom half of the bell curve. But on the top half and up, every so often, that would be fine. So widen the skill here. So it's pretty loose, but you have like, you know, the ends of the spectrum theoretically don't bump into each other, which is a good thing. And a lot more variety in this playlist. You still got Iron Banner. They're experimenting there, which is kind of fun. Trials and Freelance. Get rid of the Flawless pool and just keep Freelance here all the time. But honestly, my hope is that we get some type of ladder system here. I want to see myself have a reason to also rank up. When I get up to silver, maybe I get an emblem, maybe I get a shader. Maybe at rank 3, you get a shader. Of like, so you're like silver 3. Yeah, you get a shader in silver 3. At 2, maybe you get something a little bigger. Maybe you get like an ornament. And the higher up you could get ornaments for weapons, ornaments for armor. If you get up into the top, like if you get in the top rank, maybe you get a full set of ornament. Like, I know this is going to ask work of the art team. I totally get that. So that's why hopefully like they've been quiet on PvP and maybe this is something that could have been built. But when it comes to survival, there needs to be a reason for the people that want to go hard to get out of these playlists. Because right now there's no reason to go in here. If you don't care about Valor and you're like, hey, I can brag about my Glorian. Nobody cares. Nobody can see it. There's not even a way to hardly brag about it. But if you can come in here and you can work your way up the ranking ladder, you can actually have, you know, emblems, cool armor ornaments, like, I don't know, guns, who knows, but that like shower cosmetics in this playlist. If you're worried about putting guns at certain levels, I know they're afraid of putting guns behind PvP just from previous history. They seem to get away from that. Shower this playlist with cosmetics in every category, shaders, emblems, ships, sparrows, ornaments, all of it. And make some of the stuff at the top epic. And yeah, you could do a weekly or an annual rotation of that type of stuff. So like Nightfall, and then, you know, you can also have some like tweaks or something for seasons that doesn't have to be as big. And I get that's where like the work comes in for PvP. But this whole situation down here has been so neglected for so long. I hope next season, with whatever rework they have coming, it makes this playlist something desirable for the hardcore player to go prove and flex their skill at the top. And then on the other side, more people in here will also kind of lighten up some of the hardcore work in here. A little looser skill-based matchmaking in here. Some of the hardcores like don't want to have, they don't need to face like a brand new player, but somebody who's average, yeah, you might see some good players. But again, that's like what I'm hoping for. Next season, I don't expect all of these nodes to get lumped together, but whatever happens here, it's very cool. And then maybe in Lightfall, they can rework this directory to be comp, whatever this is called, like ladder ranking, your Valor playlist with a whole bunch of stuff lumped together, and just pay attention to how big your team is and what you can match into, Trials, and Iron Banner. 4 different things, and then you don't have this weekly rotation, and I don't see Mayhem for a month, or no one ever plays Rumble, even though it's actually good for people. You guys may be mad at that, but I promise you, play Rumble every so often, you'll be a little better. That's my thoughts. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts of my thoughts, so put those in the comments below. Let me know what you guys would like to see this playlist become. Maybe if it's not a ladder, you guys have a different idea to it. If you guys think I'm crazy for trying to lump all the playlists in here, let me know that one. If you're like, I never want to play Team Scorched ever, but I'd love to see Mayhem more often, there's a little give and take there. But that's just kind of what I wanted to ask you guys is, what is this playlist for right now? Not a whole damn bit of anything. There's not even a Pinnacle here, as I said earlier. But what would you hope to see next season? Because sometime in Season 19, maybe right at the start of it, this is supposed to change. And I'm very excited to see what it is if they can do it right. So that's my thoughts on kind of the state of the playlist. If you're not playing Freelance Trials, please go get some ranks, go get some packages. That bow is going to be a ton of fun. And other than that, thank you guys for the time. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like below. As I said, comments are open to constructive criticism, thoughts, or if you just want to say hello. If you want to find me on Twitter or Twitch, it is Ebontis. But right here on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, hit the alert bell. Tomorrow I've got my video coming out for my top 10 weapons that I'm just kind of loving and using this season and that I recommend you get. Might be top 11 depending on what I get it to. So don't miss that one. It's also a sponsored video, so if you want to swing by and support it, just watching that one, click the links. That's always helpful. And if you guys are YouTube members or Patreon subs, thank you for the extra support. You guys are all fantastic. I'll see you soon.